What's going on, guys? Flickify here, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode Player Reviews. Today we're going to be having a look at Ozan Tufan, and this is a guy that I probably would have never reviewed had you guys not left comments for me to review him. So thank you all so much for those of you that did leave comments. And of course, if you guys want me to review any players in particular, let me know down in the comment section below. And if you guys can also leave a like on this video to show your support for the series. You guys seem to really love these Career Mode Player Reviews. I'll try to get these out more often for you. But with all that said, let's get into the video today. At the start of Career Mode, Tufan is a 72 rated center defensive mid, 19 years old and showing great potential. He has a value of only 1.3 million. Of course, when you inquire about him, Board Support is going to say a bit more. They say 8 million on the original inquiry, so I'd say you can pick him up for roughly 4 to 5 million, which is not too shabby. But moving on to his player information, he can play a wide variety of positions: CDM, right mid, right back. He is right-footed, has high medium work rates, and 3-star weak foot, 2-star skill moves. He does have the long shot taker's trait, and he does not have any specialties at the start of Career Mode, but he does have very well-rounded stats for a 72 rated player. Nothing in the dark greens, but just a lot of really even stats. Really solid physical in the lower to upper 70s, and then pretty similar stuff for the technical attributes. He really doesn't have any weak points, but we'll jump ahead and see what he looks like at his peak at 30 years old. 11 years later, Tufan undergoes quite a bit of growth, reaching an 88 overall rating and a value of 24.5 million. I did send him out on loan a few times, which will help increase his overall potential and definitely exceed the only great potential that he has at the start. But he does manage to pick up a number of specialties along the way: the dribbler, the distance shooter, the tackling, and tactician specialties. So some great growth and really good specialties for a CDM player. But look at these attributes, just some insane growth, and he actually managed to grow across the board, and he was really well-rounded at the start. And he just continued to be an even more well-rounded player, but to an even greater extent. Just look at these attributes, really so many in the dark green, and the physical attributes in the upper 70s, the lower 80s. That's really all you need for a center defensive mid. You don't need a super quick player, but the technical attributes are just tremendous, guys. 98 ball control, 86 dribbling, great passing, great shooting, great defensive stuff. And, you know, I'm going to talk more about him in the pros and cons, but just some fantastic stats and probably the most well-rounded player that I've ever used. But I'll talk a little bit more about that here in the pros and cons to follow. Jumping right into the pros, Tufan has to be one of the most versatile players that I've used in FIFA. And that's not just FIFA 15. I would say he's one of the most versatile players out of any FIFA that I played. You can play him really anywhere on the field. Defense, midfield, it really doesn't matter. He's got good enough stats to excel in pretty much any position. And jumping into more of his individual stats, he does have really nice pace, especially for a center defensive mid player, if that's where you choose to play him, and that's where I would suggest you play him. He does have roughly 80 attributes in each category, so it just goes to show that he is just incredible at whatever he does. His dribbling is also immense: 98 ball control, 86 dribbling. For his passing, he does have 90 long passing and 93 short. For his shooting, he does have 85 long shots and 79 finishing. And finally, for his defense, and really last but not least, he does have 98 sliding and 97 stand tackle, which can be overlooked at times, but that's really important for a center defensive mid or even any defensive player. The only major con that I could think of for this guy was that he does have high to medium work rates, so maybe he might not be the best fit for the center defensive mid. Maybe play more at a center mid position because he can drift forward a little bit much for a center defensive mid player. But overall, guys, I'm going to give him a 9.8 out of 10 rating. That's the only downfall, and if his skill moves and weak foot were a bit better, he would get the 10 out of 10, but his value for price has to be a 10 out of 10. One of the best center defensive mids I've ever used in FIFA 15 career mode. But guys, I hope you did enjoy the review today. If you did, do me a favor, leave a like down below, subscribe if you're new around here, and until the next review, this has been Flickify. I'll be talking to y'all again soon. Jumping forward a couple years, Dybala grows into a 92 rated player with a value of 70 million. That's a growth of 65.7 million. From the start of career mode. That is just some insane growth, and I'm fairly sure that is the most